Thinking about this, how do we like it on the whole? Like, how do we feel about it on the whole? Like the film, like the good, the bad, the ugly, the interesting.
I reiterate some of what I said earlier. I think there are parts of it that are so artistic and so showy, and I kind of want to talk about the sets and costumes a little bit in that. It's deliberately anachronistic. It's deliberately taken out of time. The costumes are kind of all over the place. The fabrics are all over the place. There's stuff that looks like it's from the 70s or the 80s, and then there's stuff that's like roughly Victorian, maybe. Cathy has some, particularly once she marries Edgar, she has these fantastic dresses that I think are designed to kind of show the wealth and the excess that she's now living in. As opposed to earlier scenes where you see her like wearing these cotton dresses and she like walks through the pig blood and they're kind of filthy. A lot of corsets are in there to kind of get the vibe of a historical moment. There's a scene that everybody's been trying to recreate on Instagram where Heathcliff lifts her up by her corset strings.
I've seen the videos on this.
And the videos
Not
are
sure
hilarious.
the physics works out, but it's a cool scene.
It's a cool scene.
And he's very tall.
He's very tall. We found this out after recording Frankenstein. He's 6'5" the whole time I was watching it.
Yeah.
So I think those big showy things are really where Emerald Fennell is very good. And you kind of saw this in Saltburn as well, and various other things she's worked on. The sets, I have mixed feelings, particularly with, I think Wuthering Heights itself was designed very well because it just looks filthy and it looks cold and it looks miserable. And that's exactly how I imagined it in the book. The Linton House is interesting. There's like a big hallway that's completely red, which is, I'm not really sure what she's trying to show here other than that they're very wealthy, but they're very artistic and they make an impression when you see them on screen. The one thing I did not understand, and I hated so much, was the bedroom where the walls are supposed to look like Cathy's
Oh, that was
skin.
so off-putting.
I don't get it. It's
also giving me
weird.
Buffalo Bill vibes. It was just odd.
I do not understand what the point
Who
of
thinks
that
that's
was.
romantic?
I mean, I think they're trying to show, like, Edgar is so mismatched in his romance of Cathy from what she actually wants. But I view Edgar as, like, showering her with gifts and thinking that that's what she wants, without connecting with her on a deeper level. But I don't understand the skid room, so I hated it.
Yeah, I think they could have made it like this velvet or like too much and she just didn't care.
Like
and that would have been sufficient.
Of lace, and I think that would have been more effective.
Right, but the skin colored room or the skin, I mean, it's like there's so many things that there's an issue with.
It's so weird. The last comment I will make is if you have any interest in this story, I would recommend either reading the book or checking out some of the other adaptations. One thing that is very amusing to me is that people who haven't read the book watch the movie and they're like, this movie is so weird. Like, what is happening? And I'm like, no, when you read the book, you basically put it down and you're like, what is going on? Because there are bits in the book that are weirder than anything that's in this movie. I mean, Cathy comes back as a literal ghost and punches a hole through a window, right? Her body is exhumed a couple of times. Like, there's a lot of, like, real gothic horror, strange stuff that happens in the book.
Right.
People are giving Emerald Fennell too much credit when they're like, oh, she's so weird. The book is weird. Like, Emily Bronte was weird. And it was kind of a shame that some of those scenes that would have been very cinematic were left out of the movie. And I wish we had seen Cathy's ghost. I wish we had seen, there was a confrontation between Edgar and Heathcliff.
Because it almost feels like he just sort of takes it, and that's not necessarily the case.
He takes it and takes it and takes it in the book, and then there's a very powerful, very dramatic confrontation scene where which ends in a physical fight. Such a shame it's not in the movie. It would have been a really good climax to that relationship.
Yeah, I think it's a loss from a storytelling perspective.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, I think the movie has artistic merit. I think the acting is very good. I think there are parts of it I really like. As a whole, I'm not sure it works for me, and it doesn't work as an adaptation. Yeah,
as a whole, like I said, I'm not keen to watch it again, like at least no time soon. I thought that Jacob Elordi did a great job with the character that he was given and the way he was, given Margot Robbie. I thought she did a decent job. It's just the age gap pulled me out of that a lot.
Yeah, me
but
too.
I thought she did okay. Yeah. I thought the gentleman who played Edgar did a solid job. Isabella as well, Nellie, and the father. So a lot of very strong acting. amidst an otherwise mediocre adaptation.
Yeah.
And this is, I was thinking about this as you were talking, because I love Wes Anderson, and Wes Anderson, obviously completely different, but what he's telling you with everything is we're doing art. You're brought into that.
Yes.
It's not trying to pull you into an immersive world. It's trying to show you, look, this is cute. This is, we're having fun together.
Yeah.
But it lacks egoism. And this film doesn't. This is full of ego.
Yeah.
Full of how she feels about herself and her art and all that sort of thing. And I think that pulls me out as well, and just not something I cared for.
Yeah, she has said in interviews that this is like basically the vibes she got when she read the book at 14. And I was like, yeah, I can see that. It's simplified this very complex novel into a love story. And it's the adaptation, so far as it is an adaptation, is poorer for that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, thank you so much
for
going through this. There's a lot to dive into here, but I think we did a solid job of being able to just kind of, get the idea of some of the characters and what potentially makes this film and this story so compelling, or at least have so much longevity so many years later.
Yeah, for sure. We had a great time watching and discussing this movie.
Yes.
I'm sure there's a lot of other things that you guys are thinking of. Put it in the comments.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you haven't read the book or watched the film, do so. Let us know what you think.